Hi, I am so happy that I can come here and share with you what I went through when I knew I had to have open heart surgery. I was scared. I really was scared. I didn't know anyone who had ever gone through that. Only I had my faith and I had my family, and that meant a lot to me. But I just needed to know what's going to happen when I go into surgery, and I wanted to know what was going to happen when I came out. So when I met with the surgeon, we had a lot of discussion, and he said, "Is that finished?" I said, "No." I said, "I hate to take your time, but I have more questions." I said, "I have to know what's going on." So he told me what was going on, a little more detail in the surgery. He told me what the statistics were, and I had to take that because it was what he was telling me, and I knew he knew. So then I had a couple more, and he listened to everything I did. And I was so pleased because I went into surgery. I was able to have 2 operations at the same time because I needed my gallbladder out. He said, "We can't do that." I said, "If you can, I want it done." He came out and told my family I did so well after my surgery. I was able to have my gallbladder taken out. And I'll tell you, the story gets wonderful further on. I was visited in the hospital by someone that was a Mended Hearts accredited visitor. And he said to me, "Hi, I'd like to visit with you." I had one of my sisters in the room with me. And I said, "Do you mind?" To my sister, she said, "No." He came in, introduced himself, and told me that he was a heart patient. And I said, "Well, that's great." I said, "because I need to know what's going on." He said, "Well, I'm going to tell you." And I said, "I only wish I knew someone like this prior to having my surgery, and I wouldn't be maybe as scared as I thought I was going to be." So he told me all about this organization, Mended Hearts. And of course, my heart was being mended, so I knew it was going to be good. He told me that he was a heart patient, and he also was a diabetic. Well, I had nothing else wrong except that gallbladder that had to come out. So he told me what he heard when he was visited in the hospital, and he wanted to become a visitor. That's why he was present in my room that day. So when I got through talking to him, I was so delighted that we had the conversation. And he said, "Well, I hope I didn't keep you too long." I said, "No, I wish you could stay longer, but I know you probably have something you need to do." So when he left the room, I told my sister, "That's what I'm going to do when I get well." I said, "I'm not going to sit home and not do anything." So I think it took me about maybe 3 months before I was able to get out and look up Mended Hearts in Houston. We had one chapter, that was chapter 38. I went to the meeting probably the next month after I talked to him, and I've been going to meetings in Houston all this time. When we were in chapter 38, we had 6 satellites, and I went to 2 or 3 of them each month. So then they talked about they were having training. And I thought, well, I think that's what the man told me. He had to be an accredited visitor. So I approached it, and I want you to know, I went ahead and took my training. That November, I started visiting patients, and I have never stopped.
Peer-to-peer support gives an unspoken understanding to patients and their families. Walking the journey of heart disease, no matter the age, is terrifying. Knowing others have walked the journey makes it not so lonely. The encouragement you can get from your peers is sometimes the strength you need to make it to the next step. Through Mended Little Hearts, I have found friendships that will last a lifetime. The support we give each other is an understanding of living life with a congenital heart defect. I had the best support group of fellow heart moms. My son has many heart friends who he can connect with. My heart healthy kids have siblings they connect with. Dads can connect with the dads. Those connections are the most valuable, so we can support each other in the times of needs. Congratulations, Mended Hearts, on 70 years.
So I think chapters and group meetings help patients, parents, and caregivers. I think aside from all of the wonderful programs that we do throughout the whole organization, is the magic is that we show up, because we're there to be non-judgmental. We're there to be present and to validate and to accept and reassure and support. And because we aren't the medical providers, we're not giving parents scary news, or you don't have to take their child out of a room and away from them and make parents feel very anxious. We just get to be there for them. And I think that that's really the most important thing about our meetings, is we just show up and we're there.
I'm going to tell you about peer-to-peer support. It gives patients a chance to talk to someone who's been there and done that. And I'm sure a lot of you have been there, done that. We serve as visual evidence that things are going to get better. We give them patients educational materials. The Heart Guide, that's loaded with some good stuff. I usually see patients at the hospital about 4 days after surgery, and they're hurting. I ask them how they're feeling. They talk about the pain. So I ask them, how do you feel? You feel like a train hit you? And they say, yeah. And I tell them, well, don't worry, tomorrow it's gonna get better. It'll only feel like a bus hit you. And I tell them, the point is, it's gonna get better a little bit every day. And that usually brings a nice little chuckle from them. I'm in awe of the founders. Dr. Harkin, back in 1951, gathering 4 patients together, he got it. He recognized the power of shared experiences. Chapter 38's been doing that for 60 years. Now look back at our chapter founders and the very early days of heart surgery. And that was groundbreaking stuff back then. And they had patients coming together to share and comfort each other. Those guys got it. So my best advice for everyone is to be flexible, be ready for change, because stuff happens. And look at COVID. Don't forget the families, the support. They're the support when we're not there. That's our strength, not just patients, but also the families, the support system at home. This heart adventure takes everyone along for the ride. Congratulations, 70 years for you guys.
Hi, my name's Amanda Stewart. I am a mom to a child with tetralogy of Fallot. He's now 10, so I've been doing this for a while. I'm a member of the Pittsburgh group, which is Mended Little Hearts of Southwestern PA. I'm the visiting and coordinator for our group. And I'm also the central regional director for Mended Little Hearts. So I'm going to talk to you about how amazing our groups are and why. When Kyler was first diagnosed, I didn't know what to do. I wasn't sure who to reach out to. The doctors gave me a lot of clinical explanations, but I had no clue how I was going to get through this. And it was really scary. And I ended up finding Mended Little Hearts of Southwestern PA and was put in contact with some other heart parents that, through this parent matching program that we do through the support groups, allowed me to have people talk to me about what I was going through. Now, not everyone's experience is the same. They absolutely do vary, but it was really great to have somebody to talk to that actually knew what I was going through. And I think that that's one of the key points of the support groups that we have. We've been around for a really long time. And the reason being is because people need support. And when you're looking for this type of support specifically for whether you're a parent, a grandparent, friend, sibling, Mended Little Hearts encompasses everybody that is affected by a CHD. And I think that that's really important too, because I could talk to my mom, who's a grandmother to a CHDer, but you know, she didn't have the same experience as me as a mother of a child with congenital heart defects. So I feel that our groups are important because it's just someone who has been there, they've done what you've done. We find really great ways to relate to people, and you feel like you're just a part of this group. And it's a group that you would never ever want to be a part of. But once you're there, you are really grateful to have us. One of my hair raising, chilling moments was when I went to my first conference, which was down in Orlando in 2015. And I walked into this room and I looked at all of these people that were around, and it was Mended Hearts and Mended Little Hearts. But when you're looking around the room and you realize all of these people have had some type of experience that's similar to yours, and you're a part of this movement that is there to help parents and families and friends and the patients themselves while they're dealing with this congenital heart defect. And it's just really empowering, and it's very, it's, I know it's such a cliche word, but it's amazing. You feel supported and surrounded with really great people that can help you. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why the groups are that important. I'd love it to see one day that we have one everywhere so that no mother or father or family is caught off guard by a diagnosis like I was. I had no clue kids could be born with heart defects. Didn't make sense to me. And now, of course, I understand better, but I really wish that I could have known something before. So by having these groups, supporting each other, raising awareness, that's what makes us tick. And I feel like that's the best part.
I think that the meetings, they help by giving other families an opportunity to meet and connect in person. And, you know, they are able to share their stories with each other and meet other people that they can relate to. And also with Mended Little Hearts, it's important for the kids to get together so that they also know that they're not alone. They meet other kids that are like them, and they can form those relationships too.
Hello, my name is Joanne Coleman and I'm with Houston Chapter 38. I joined Mended Hearts in 1996 after one of my heart surgeries, and I started visiting in the year 2000. I think that we are very valuable to patients and their families because we've all been at this a lot of years. We celebrate 60 years as Chapter 38. And we have shown that and heard from people who we have visited that they have come home from the hospital and they have stayed home from the hospital when they were fighting something or when they were trying to get their life back, that we were there as a support because we tried to do some follow-up. And when our chapter started, that's exactly, we would have enough volunteers to call to see if they're okay. We offer, before COVID, of course, this is all before, the support group meetings that we invite patients to and their families so that they can also see other people in the same situations. So I think that that's where the value part of this is. And I think it's crucial. It's just crucial because as a heart patient, I can tell you those days in the hospital are very, very, very trying, to say the worst, and can be very depressing. So I think they wait till you're really depressed and then they send you home and there you are out there floundering. So this is why we are so important to be able to be that liaison and that contact. What I would like to say to people as we celebrate our 60th and to our members here, as well as to all Mended Heart members, I would like to say congratulations. It's been a journey for all of us. We have I have really received so much more out of it than I put into it. But please, as members, get involved. I know it's going to be different, but any way that you can get involved, get involved with your chapter, get involved seeing how much the hospitals really, really like us and want us to be there. And remember that we all are important, every member, however we're going to contribute, every Mended Hearts member is important and a way to be able to pass on what started for us 60 years ago, what started for us as a legacy of hope to heart patients, and to let you all know that at St. Luke's, which they have supported us, has been the legacy I think that we need to pass on. So all I can say is congratulations, 60 years, chapter 38. Thank you, Mended Hearts National, for being with us. Thank you.